Tell me about the community land trust.
The community land trust is a legal mechanism to protect and preserve people's homes through collective ownership and collective decision making. So because the homes in the informal settlement were threatened to be destroyed and people removed, the community organized a land trust, which usually has it puts an asset like land into a trust for like 100 years. So if a developer comes along and says, I want to buy that for $100 bajillion, they legally actually can't. They can't repurpose it for any other thing aside from affordable housing.
Wow.
But they have a campaign to get more people to join the land trust and to place the title of their land into the collective trust, which is, it's a collectivized, way of doing things, as opposed to the other way of doing it, which is title my house individually. I want this as an asset, and then that could eventually get sold and turned into a shopping mall or something.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So that would be kind of that'd be a difficult thing to get going in the States potentially, right? Because you'd have.
I mean, yeah, it's difficult, but it's actually much more common in the United States and Europe than it is in Latin America.
Really?
Yeah, that specific style of community land trusting. There's tons of other forms of collective ownership and living in Latin America, co-ops and things like that. But the land trust model is much more popular and historically like present in Europe and the US. So you'll see them. There's probably one in Boise. Most cities have some kind of a community land trust for farmland or for housing or, whatever.
Huh. I guess you'd have to be a landowner in order to join that trust.
No, I mean, like, or you could buy into it, right? So like, let's say your neighborhood turns into a land trust. You would own your house, but the land trust would own the land underneath your house, and you could sell your house, but just the asset of the house, not the asset of the land.
Oh, interesting.
So you don't have to be a landowner. You could buy into a land trust, and then you would be a shared owner of land where you'd have like one equal share, one equal vote kind of a thing.
That sounds like a great idea. I think
it is.
I think it's really hard to get. I would think it would be really hard to get people. I'm just thinking of my neighborhood, and it's like, how many of the houses on my block are rentals from somebody in another country? I know the person next door is.
Yeah, no, you're right. It's not the right model for like every situation, but it's a good model for like little like urban communities that are threatened to be removed. It's a great way to preserve neighborhoods, right? If there is like an old historic neighborhood and you don't want to see that get torn down and turned into something else. It's a lift. It's an organizing project. You have to really put a lot of work into it, but you also need to like figure out the right fit. But you could turn like an apartment building into a land trust. Seattle has some apartment land trusts, and they also have single family land trusts, which is again like clusters of single family houses that are all shared ownership.
Fascinating.
Yeah.
Check out Miles on AquaBrain.